what's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? The man there, Martin, is in. How's everybody doing, man? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing?
All right.
What it do, fam?
What's going on? Hey,
there
man, we gonna talk to him. How you doing, man?
Oh man, good, bro. Good.
Where you at, man?
What's this? Miami, Ohio.
Miami, Ohio. Okay, Miami, Ohio. That sounds good, man. So y'all done got some loads going this week.
Yeah, man.
So that's good. You got a success. We gonna hear a success story. How everybody weekend been, man? My weekend been rough.
Why your weekend's rough, man?
Hey, man, man, I talk about that later. How everybody else been?
Oh.
Everybody's doing good, bro.
Hey, man, what you say?
Huh?
What y'all say?
My weekend is great.
Well, that's good, man. I'm glad to hear everybody having a good, you know what I mean? Like, I'm glad everybody having a good weekend. My weekend good. You know, it's just, hey. My weekend, we good. So, you know what I mean? That's all. What's going on? Everybody moving around.
If you talking, you're on mute.
You're on mute.
You're on mute.
Who on mute?
Hold on.
He's still talking.
Oh.
You're on mute. You keep telling me.
I'm sitting here running my mouth.
Right.
My bad. So we're gonna get the show started. And welcome to Next Play, everybody. Like, subscribe, share. Here at Next Play, like Frank just said, man, we talking about generational wealth. We talking about group economics. We're talking about investing in stocks, real estate, business. So here at Next Play, we like to start it off with success stories. And we're going to mix it up a little bit as far as who we start with and just kind of go around the board. And everybody's going to basically talk about, the week, what was positive, maybe something even negative. We take it all. So I think we'll start off with real estate, business, and then we'll here at Next Play, we like to start it off with success stories. And we're gonna mix it up a little bit as far
y'all coming to me first. What?
Slam and say it, and you gonna knock it out the park. So you know what I'm saying? So go ahead and do your thing, man.
Hey man, it's been a busy but a very blessed week for me. There was an opportunity that was dropped in mine and another member's lap, and we just took advantage of it, man. And we're gonna see where it leads. I'm not gonna touch on it. I just want him to talk more about it because he's doing a lot of the stuff. I'm handling one part of it, and he's handling the other. That was like one of the things that, like you've always told us, we have to have multiple streams of income, which I've already understood that. But being able to take advantage of these streams, I never would have thought of doing something like this. But at the end of the day, it's another stream of income, and I actually can rely on your knowledge to help me out, whatnot, because of the camaraderie, the brothership and stuff that we formed and stuff. And I know I can go back from what you told me and research it myself and, get a better understanding of what's going on and go from there. So that was one of the things that really springboarded me to actually trying it, because I knew I had, people in the same field that, I could rely on and get information from, and they would tell me honestly, hey, you need to read this for yourself, and I just went from there. And that's really my success story for the day, for this week, basically. Oh, and of course I changed out some stocks. I got rid of those non-performing stocks, like we've always told our investors. If they're not performing, get rid of them. Not only do I give that advice, I live by it and I operate the same way. I ended up taking a loss on it, but I got rid of those stocks and I reinvested in. I know was a solid performing stock and moved on. Not to say that those stocks didn't perform. They did perform, but I, like a whole lot of other investors, hold on to some things too long, or I just lose track of them, and it ends up that those stocks get lost in the mix, and they end up not performing, and then like, dang, I didn't even know I had these stocks, and I have to get rid of them, but I reinvested into something that's performing. So, needs to say, I ended up with a more solid company stock that I know I'll get paid dividends on, and I'm gonna recoup the money that's lost on the dividends. So that's my story. Always learning and always trying to educate myself, and hopefully you guys can continue to learn from our mistakes. So
Yeah.
that's
I think I want to say I think that has to do a lot with growth too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The more we meet here every Sunday, the more we study, the more we understand the market. Because if you think about it, a year ago, from where we started until now, I can just speak for myself. My mindset has shifted about how the market works.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at first, it was more like a, get rich quick, flip this, flip that, in and out, to now more value, long term, and so I think the mindset is starting to shift on my end. But yeah, that's good, man. So what you gonna do with all that passive income you about to go scoop up?
I will definitely put it back in the market, find ways to make it work for me. I'm actually looking into going over into Santiago. That's my next adventure. I'm gonna go into Santiago, try to find a condo, a house, whatever, furnish it, fix it, whatever needs to be done, and do it, rent it out on the Airbnb, and let the Airbnb pay for that property. And I will actually end up owning the property for a little bit of nothing, just the down payment, and then just let Airbnb pay for the rest. And then I will end up owning a property outside of the United States. So that's my next venture. That's what I plan on doing. That one, and something else, probably with another brother over here, by another mother, So, but I'll let him iterate on all that. And I also looked up the name of this company, and if he doesn't touch on it, y'all can switch back to me, and because I thought it was unique. And when I looked up the meaning of it, which he had told me before, but it's the name of the company is like, man, it hits home. So I like it, and we just building from there. So I guess from there, I'm gonna introduce Mr. Martinez so he can just go on and explain the rest of it, who is, a partner in a business with me.
What's going on? I got excuse me, I'm a little sluggish right now. I'm just getting up and about. Y'all might still dribble on my mouth or something. Am I a little picture perfect for the camera?
See, you doing good, man. You doing real good.
Yeah, man. I'm pretty pumped up inside. I started looking into this business probably about 4 years ago. I had went out and purchased a semi-trailer first, but then I got a little discouraged due to all the high cost of the maintenance, and it just started.
Hey, Mark, your partner in crime, Mr. Atlanta Windows and Doors, trying to say something. What you got to say real quick before he get going?
Go ahead, sir.
Hey, cuz you need to stay still and not walk around because it's breaking up and freezing.
Okay.
Don't move.
Okay.
Stay in one place. You'll be good. We can hear you.
Okay. I got you. Yeah, so me and my A1 since day one, my cousin, my mentor, me and Sam, we sat down one day and he was like, let's do it. I was like, okay, well, let's do it. So, we had to call the Google up Stacy, got the info. Stacy already did a lot of things. So we get all our information from this cat. So we went into it was a blessing that how everything got started. It was just one day I was just so happy just looking for trucks and everything. I was looking for a box truck at first, and I ended up on a car lot, well, the budget lot, and I saw they had these big dually trucks in back and everything. I didn't know they even rented them. I said, if they do, it's going to be a high price to get these things. So I was like, and they charge by the mile. Luckily, I don't know everybody watch you have a boss. The lady that looked out for, she gave us an excellent deal. She did some things she wasn't supposed to do, but she looked out for her because I said, hey, man, God is awesome. God is awesome. So, hey, we got it. We put it out there on the road. We just dropped our first load. Getting ready to roll out the next second load. So, mapping out the blueprint, getting ready, you know. So, hopefully in the next 60, 90 days, we have another driver out there. The ball roll and just keep it rolling, keep it rolling. I'm excited, you know, about it. So I appreciate my next player investor team. You know, hey, I draw a lot of strength from you guys. Y'all just don't know. I'm always praying for you, and I know you guys are always praying for me. Love all the support. That's it.
Man, that's a good story, man. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I'm happy to hear about it. Atlanta's windows and doors. Go ahead, sir. You got the microphone.
All right, Mr. Martinez. What is the name of the company?
Oh,
I want everybody to know the name of the company and what the name means. This is what was inspiring to me once I understood what the name meant. I know our other colleague Stacy, once he heard, he's like, "What?" But I know once Stacy hears the meaning of it, he'll be like, "Oh, okay, I got you." So I want you to explain that the meaning of the company's name.
Oh, the meaning unassailable. Unassailable. I got the word from actually, Franco. I got the word from our favorite TV show.
Oh, Billion.
Yeah, when they what's the guy name that plays the district attorney, the prosecutor?
Chuck Rhodes.
Yeah,
Chuck Rhodes.
he used the word one day, and I said, that's a very strong word. That it's like it's unable to be defeated, attacked, or questioned. So I was like, that would be an awesome name for a company. You want something that can't be defeated, can't be tapped. It's basically like it's just immortal, you know, and that's what that is like. And I say, man, strong, powerful words got to go up there.
Makes sense. I think that's a great thing, man. I'm proud of both of y'all guys. I mean, I gotta tell y'all, man, that kind of goes into part of what we're gonna talk about later. I want to bring up to everybody because it's the mindset of knowing, like in a year, man, like Stacy said earlier, group economics has created a lot of mindset shifts. I mean, when we first started this, it was fun. It was just, let's see what we can do. But over the year, I think everybody has figured out. Everybody has grown, and I'm gonna put it out there in the middle of this. I think this is the biggest thing that I'm really. I think that I can't wait to see more of. And you know what I mean. We got two wonderful ladies on here, but I can't wait to see the ladies come in here stronger. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm seeing a lot of ladies in the chat room, but I want to get ladies on here every week that are actually involved like this, so they can see that it's not just a men's show. It's three men sitting here talking. You know what I mean? I want to see where I want to see where the women get in here and start talking. Because Sequester, you know, and gotta say Sequester, she gonna have some information. But I want to see the women get in and we start working together, because I think that's one of the biggest things that people don't really know what it's like, man, to be here every Sunday, man, for almost 52 weeks and see how much people have grown mentally and physically and in the mind frame of group economics, man. And then so many different instances, like people inside of this group has begun to work together on projects or gotten information and helped each other on projects. And you know, it's you know, and there's no animosity. Everybody is thriving and winning. You know what I mean? So I definitely, you know what I mean? Hats off to y'all guys. I can't wait to see y'all post some of them loads, you know what I mean, on the board to show where y'all going and traveling, you know what I mean? That's what I can't wait to see, you know what I mean? I want to see all of that. So, you know, that's one of
Yeah,
those things.
yeah. I think everybody wants to see that. Where you
Yeah,
at? What kind of loads you got? What you looking like? The whole Next Play followers and the whole
yeah,
Next Play team. So
yeah. We can't wait, you know
Yeah,
what I'm
that's
saying?
it.
Keep pushing. Keep pushing.
All right.
All
I
right.
guess next is what? Stacy?
We gonna,
Uh,
well, Stacey, you already went, didn't you? You got your, go
nah.
ahead.
first.
Yeah, go ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
Sam was
Yeah,
first.
yeah. Let Stacey do his
All
success
right.
stories for the week.
Oh, okay. Yeah, mine's short and sweet. Closed out. You know, I'm officially out of the Augusta area as far as real estate. So my reign in Augusta is over. 17 years. It's been fun, but that's it. I'm out. I'm out. Learned a lot. Um, some great tennis down there. Some good experiences. Some rough experiences, but you know, all in all, you know, that's where I got my feet wet. So shout out to the AUG. and, and started a new book this week right here by Benjamin Graham. Dude, I think he was born in like 1820, died in 1972. And he's the guy who
Hold up. He was born when?
18, no, hold on. Yeah. 18, I think it's 1897. 1890.
Oh, 1897. I was like, hold
Yeah,
on.
yeah, my bad. 1897. Yeah, man,
Yeah.
died like 1972.
Oh,
But he's the same guy. You know what I'm saying? You start drilling down. So he's the guy who taught Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger. So you know, you keep going back to the source. And pretty good book so far. Learning some stuff.
okay.
And last week, it was this week. I think it was this week. I attended my first tax lien in Georgia this year, and it was good. Real excited, and I'm excited about the whole real estate, whole tax lien situation coming up. Foreclosures are coming back, and but yeah, like I said, now I'll talk about the tax liens in my segment during the Next Play Nugget. Just kind of break it down, what went on, so on and so forth. So I'll pass the mic to Nicole Tubner, and we'll go from there. Nicole.
Thanks. I don't have a story this week, but I do have one positive note. I'm going to be on fall break, so I'll be off work until October 18th. So I'm going to take that time to look at my cousin. He's always so supportive. I'm going to take that time to look into some stuff that I'm trying to look into. But right now I'm just kind of being silent until I kind of figure out what I'm trying to do. But once I figure it out, then I will be able to share.
All right, good deal.
Atlanta windows and doors got Atlanta windows and doors.
Miss Nicole, have you decided what you're gonna do with your housing situation and all this extra money floating around, and are you just gonna continue to sit sit on it basically, or are you gonna use it to springboard yourself forward, or what? Or is that something you're gonna think about while you're on break, or are you thinking about putting it into action, or are you just gonna leave it as
I am. I'm glad you asked it. No, I'm glad that you asked that question, Sam. I am. So it's a lot of, because I'll be off work, so I have the time to, do what I need to do. I just did about a $6,000 increase with Navy Federal. So right now I'm doing some stuff with credit, with these credit cards, and increasing a couple of my limits. And then I'm going to probably still look into that and see, because I know the market will change. It's going to change soon. So I do know that I did have 3 people to reach out to me this week again about purchasing my home. But I'm just not there. I'm not going to sell my house, but I definitely will look into that next step. And then I probably would like to do what you're going to do with the Airbnb in another country. So I would like to go and purchase property elsewhere. That's the goal.
Sound like a road trip. Sound like we need to take a break. Let's go.
Hey, when those folks call you like that to try to buy your house, because there's no houses that are available, they call it creating your own market. So, like, your house is not for sale, but they call you and they talk to you, and they say things like, "Well, do you know how much your house is worth? And would you like to get an estimate?" And now call for you, and then they tell you how much it's worth, and you be like, "Oh, really? Okay, I will sell." So they just created a market out of thin air when you didn't even want to. Wasn't even thinking about selling your house, but they created like that. So, but yeah, because if you sell it, you gotta have to find a place to go, and it's kind of tough, you know. So, good deal. Frank Nitty, big
Oh
bank
man,
Frank.
I guess it is my turn. Oh man, so this week, man, I think the success stories for me for this week, man, is making it through the week. I think that's it. I mean, I think that I've gotten my meditation back. I'm getting back to exercising because I was down on my leg. So that's one of the biggest things, is to be able to get back to my morning meditation, my morning exercise. I think I feel, to get me back feeling better, because the mindset. I mean, like, we gonna talk about. I'm gonna want to bring that up a little bit later, but the mindset, like, man, in order to be successful, it's all about how you see and feel. And I don't think, for me, a lot of things with like being down. I'm very adamant about not taking medicine. Like, I don't mind going to the doctor, but I hate medicine. Like, because I feel like I took medicine while I was down in my leg, antibiotics and pain medicine, and it made me feel so bad. And like, this is the first week. Mentally, I was really drained. Physically, I was really drained because of the side effects of medicine, man. Like, I take herbs every morning. I probably take about 14 pills every morning. People think I'm crazy, but I don't really get sick like that. I have my sinus and allergies, and I exercise and work. So like, I kind of been getting back to that this week. I'm 4 days in on my roll, and I got to keep it going. Mentally starting to get that mindset, that mindset. Okay, what we got to do to get through this? Because you have to have a mindset of a plan and how to execute, as well as to be able to humble yourself. Because in the world we live in, it's so many things that pull on you and tug on you. And if you don't have the right mindset, it'll make you quit. It'll make you give in and give up. But we'll talk about a lot of that later, because I want to get everybody's opinion on that too later on when we talk about some things. But yeah, it was a good week. We got some stuff done. Kind of pushed forward. It rained, so I think all in all it was a good week. And I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I found out some good stuff. I'm finna tell y'all about a stock situation this week, man. I think, and it's crazy because I've been holding on to it, and right when I was finna sell it, we'll talk about that in a minute. But it was a real good thing to find that out earlier this week. I think that had me on a high for one or 2 days, because it almost got to a point that I was gonna really be happy about. And it would be crazy because it's a nice play. But I'm gonna show you, it's something that'll come up. So it's been all in all a pretty good week, man. I think that it's gonna be a better week, and things are gonna be good. So I'm like I say all the time, man. I'm on the right side of the dirt. So as long as I'm on the right side of the dirt, I got a chance. Other than that, hey, I've been pretty happy about it myself. So you know, I'm glad to meet everybody at Next Play. I'm glad to see, there's another week. I'm glad to see us here, and we continue the tradition, man, and we setting the precedent. So, it's always fun. It's always exciting. And it's always great. So, But other than that, man, that's my time. What we at with everybody else, man?
All right. Well, this week we're gonna do something different, and we're gonna address a few questions from the last week's show. And Nicole's gonna put that out there, and we're just gonna kind of chime in on that before we go to our next segment. talk about the sectors. So, Nicole, you want to go ahead and ask those questions?
You ready? Okay,
Yeah,
so we're gonna start. Okay, so we're gonna just start with the first question from last week. What does GDP mean, and why is it so important? So I put it to Stacey in the chat box.
Yeah, you can put it in the chat box. We're gonna actually have the chat box live next week where people are gonna be able to see it. Why is GDP important? Important. Well, if y'all would have listened to me last week when I told y'all, let's start here. I'm not gonna start there. GDP is important because it tells you the actual numbers of income and of the products and services sold in America. That's the number that's going to tell you how much the stock market is either going to move, because when you see an increase in GDP, that means more revenue has came in, so the stock prices can actually go up. And you actually get a situation where if you see GDP decline, stocks going to have a pullback, because that means that the market is seeing a negative impact on revenue sales. So that means companies are not going to be able to post and hit market numbers as expected. So that's why GDP is such a great metric to actually look at, because you can judge the market. So if you go back to last week when I told y'all on Sunday that the GDP declined when they sent out the numbers, then you saw what happened on Monday. The market pulled back.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Major pullback.
Major pullback.
Major pullback.
So when you look at the GDP numbers and you understand that when they report them more than that, they actually report them every month, but they only have charts every 3 months, every quarter. So you can actually chart GDP every month because they actually have places where you can do that. So you can actually see the inputs and outputs. And if the number, when you see GDP go up, that means money flowing in. That means the stock price is going to rise. When you see GDP going down, because GDP also represents recessions. If you have 2 negative quarters of GDP, that means the country is in a recession. You see what I mean? And that's how, like, when you hear these people talk about these terms, they're using GDP as the metric that allows them to, they're using GDP as the metric that determines if we're in a recession, if we're in a bull inflational market, if we in all these different things that coming from them looking at consecutive quarters of GDP and how GDP is actually calculated. From the goods and from the goods exported, imported, services, and so many different factors that go along with it that allow GDP to be able to create. But yeah, that's why GDP is important.
And if you don't know it, that's gross domestic product. That's what the G, the D, and the P stands for.
Correct.
And so if you want any more on that, you can do some YouTube videos on gross domestic product, see how it works, see how it affects the economy. But it's definitely something you want to take a look at if you're in the market.
Definitely. It's definitely a good tool to use when you're trading in and out. It determines on, it can really give you insight on what you can invest, what you are more likely to invest in also, because of the GDP, basically. I mean, I use it all the time.
What else you got, Nicole?
Uh-oh, her camera's frozen.
Uh-oh. No,
Oh, she was frozen.
he was frozen.
Are y'all ready for this second question?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you often talk about buying good companies. So can you explain to the audience what does that mean? What does that mean to buy good companies?
Yeah, I can take that one.
Okay.
When you basically you want to buy a company that has good revenue. You want to make sure the debt is low. You want to make sure that the company is earning money versus losing money. And you need to look at the market as actually buying a company versus buying a stock, because all the stock is a part of a company. So don't look at it as you're just buying a stock. No, you're actually a owner of, company. So if you buy McDonald's, you can actually say that I own part of this company. You know, if you go to Costco or Walmart, you are a owner of that company. So if you got to be an owner of a company, make it a good company. You don't want to own a bad company. So that's my take on that.
True.
Well, I mean,
I just added one little part in the chat to Stacy. When people are looking at those companies, also look at companies who have dividends.
Yeah.
So that was one thing that I learned too as I'm picking these stocks. That I'm looking at the dividends as well.
Yeah, that's great.
And
that's a nice passive income right there, Nicole.
Exactly.
And then that's
in Acapulco, still making money.
And so and that brings in only good companies are going to be able to pay a dividend.
Nice.
You got to understand, only good, because a dividend is actually a bonus. And when you realize like they're paying you a bonus because they doing so well. A dividend is not just something that's automatically given. Not every company pays a dividend, and the higher the dividend, you can tell it's a better company. You know what I mean? Because they're gonna have they're gonna be able to give more back to the stocks and the shareholders because they're able to pay more because they made more. When you hear about earnings estimates and all this stuff, which is coming out this week, you're gonna start seeing a lot of earnings, and I'll post I post in the group later on today. Earnings week is this week, so you're gonna start to see earnings being reported, and the stock market's gonna be wild for the next couple of weeks, baby. Just because it is earnings week, and whoever missed their target, you're gonna see changes in dividends, you're gonna see changes in stock price, but it's still
Feast of famine.
Yeah, but the crazy part is, just because they may miss their target, they still good companies because how long they do it. Yeah, you can miss a quarter, you can miss a mark here and there, but will this company still be around? Is this a product that is still going to sell? Or is this just something that's a fad right now? When you look at some of the products out here, they're only going to. I mean, like, you don't hear anything about what's it called? Electric fryers. Everybody was going crazy about electric fryers and the air fryers for a minute. Companies that came along, those were companies that made money, but it wasn't a good company for longevity because it was a niche product. Or, you know what I mean? And that product is not useful as it was when, at its height. We look at Zoom. Zoom is a good company, but it's taken a lot of hit because it was only really, really, really popular during the pandemic. If Zoom had been around for a long time, it's still a good company. It's still, but it's not the company that's going to have a longevity because there's so many other players coming out with their own streaming platform. We use Google. You look at how many other people have their own streaming platform. Can that company survive off just web meetings? You see? And so, that's why I say good companies have a lot of different things into them. But
and longevity is another thing with good companies.
Yeah.
You look at somebody like CocaCola has been around over 100 and some odd years.
Mm-hmm.
That's longevity, and they're serving 19 billion people a year.
Look at John Deere.
Mm-hmm.
Been right.
John Deere. Caterpillar, yeah. You're going to always have to have earth equipment. You're going to always have to have people cutting grass. You're going to have to always have tractors.
Right.
All these pieces of equipment, they're staples of American culture.
Yeah. And I heard an analogy about Coca-Cola. I don't know what the number is, but they said, Coca-Cola does about 19 billion servings per year. They could increase Coca-Cola by 1 cent and nobody would blink an eye. Nobody would complain, but that would create millions of dollars for the company just by increasing it by 1 penny.
Well, I'm gonna talk to you about that one right there because now, at one point in time, you used to go in a store and get a 20 ounce for $1.25. We haven't paid attention that they don't move it up to $1.79. And you get 2 for $3.33 type deal. We don't look at it and realize that when you're selling all that Coca-Cola And it's nothing like it's basically nothing but a little syrup and a little little mixed with a little water and a little carbonation. But their supply cost is so low. They spend more money on shipping because of the contents being heavy than they do on the supply. That's why that 1 cent is so powerful.
Yeah, power. And the brand.
Yeah.
And it's a good company.
Yeah, it's a good company.
Yeah.
They always pay a dividend.
And it's a dividend, right.
Yeah.
It's a dividend, like Cole said.
I think they say, well, and their product sells itself. Basically, I mean, heck, it only takes like, I believe it's only take like what, 13 cents to make a Coke. All the rest of that is profit for them.
But now we're just talking about the soft drink. You got to think about all the other
things that are involved in Coke.
I think they own Gatorade and
it's so many.
They own Powerade. They own water. They own Coke. They own vitamin. They own like juices. Yeah, they own juices.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
They own like
Minute Maid and all that.
Yeah, Minute Maid, all that. So when you actually realize like it's not just drink, it's just not just the CocaCola brand. A lot of it is, and it's just like when we was in the DR. Like they got different chemical makeups in different countries.
But it's still owned by Coke.
But they still owned by Coke. It may not say Coca-Cola or like directly on it, but it's still a Coca-Cola product. You know what I mean? And that's the other crazy thing. Like we got to get away from just looking at America, realizing these companies are operating around the world. That's what make them That's what make them multinational. Because even though you see them operating here, over there in China and Asia and Russia, they still making money. They're still collecting money off that population as well to be able to contribute to their stock price over here.
Yeah. When I was in Japan, I think it was Japan. No. When I was in Europe, I can't remember. But anyway, I think it was in Europe, but maybe it was Japan. I think it was Japan. They got Kentucky Fried Chicken over there. KFC. It don't taste the same, but it was finger licking good.
That name is still there.
Yeah, the name.
That's what you are familiar with. So when you travel abroad, you see a name you're familiar with. Oh, I can trust that brand, and I can trust that, and that's what they still getting your money.
Still getting your money. And so back to buying good companies. If you were a part of Coca-Cola, which is served all over the world, and you invested in that stock, now you own a business that's all over the world. You're part of that business, Official. You got shares of that business. Yeah, you're part owner of that company. So you worldwide, instantly.
Instant.
Next play.
There you go.
Next play.
All right.
Nicole.
So Sam, the next question is for you. So this question.
Now she froze for real.
So they want to know, why are you so into like energy? And so can you tell us some of the companies that you like and why do you like those companies?
I guess the terminology is bullish.
Yeah, bullish. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Tell me, why are you bullish on energy?
Basically, because I observe what's going on around me and the way the whole infrastructure thing is going, the technology with the self-driving cars, the gas prices is going up. The reason why I just connected the dots, and I can see that everything is actually, all the arrows and the indicators are pointing towards energy. And that's why I'm sort of bullish on the energy sector. And I'm trying to get a foothold in it before it actually starts taking off, because they can say producing energy is cheaper right now, but where will it be 5 to 10 years down the road when they have all these electric cars on the road. They got all these solar power stuff on the grid and stuff, and it's supposed to be renewable, clean energy. But you and I both know, or basically I know, I can remember a time when there was no bottled water in the stores. And now they're charging you for water. I can remember a time when we could pull up at the gas station and you could put air in your tire for free. You now pay for air to go in. So it's just foresight that I can see where stuff is headed. And that's why I'm so bullish on it. And the companies I like, of course, there are a lot of them that you could invest in, but since I'm here in Georgia, I like the Southern Company. I like Georgia Power. South Carolina would be Duke Power, Duke Energy, something like that. Yeah, and I just, I try to pick and choose those energy companies just to, position myself. Now, there are a lot of other small energy companies that I'm quite sure are going to grow to be bigger. But like Stacy says, these companies that I'm looking at, they've been around for years. They're reputable companies. They make their money and they're not going anywhere anytime soon. And that's why I look at, the energy, and that's why I'm bullish on it, because just foresight. And I, know that all this stuff is headed that direction, even with the Biden agenda and everything else. So just getting ahead of the curve, so to say. I'm letting the whole market come to me, and I'm sitting there waiting. Now, I'm not a fiduciary advisor or anything, but, so those companies' names I put out there, those are just companies that I look into. There are a whole lot of others, but I just preferably like those companies.
Cool. All right. Nicole, you got any more questions?
No, that's all I had today.
All right.
I can check. I don't know if any questions are on Facebook. I'll look and see. Did you want to try to do those next week?
Well, yeah, we'll catch them next week. We'll go ahead and move on into the sectors this week. And surprise, surprise, number one this week is energy.
Told you.
Energy is banging. It is banging. It's banging up 3%. Next is financials. Then we got industrials, number 3. Number 4 is consumer staples. Hey, keep your eye on consumer staples.
Yes, yeah.
Because we may be, I posted in the chat today about these ships sitting out on the ports, can't get in. So
yeah,
keep out on that.
Yep.
Then we got communication services, information technology, consumer discretionary, healthcare, materials, utilities, and last is real estate. Real estate is last.
Listen to what he's saying, because it makes a lot of sense. And to those people that just went over their head, my theory on this whole chart, this chart right here is why I have the foresight that I have. When I look at this chart and I see what's last, as the Bible says, but last will become first. I look at the last and I know that's what's going to be first, and it's coming soon. And if real estate is last, that means real estate is going to be first in the next 2 to 3 months. Just like power was. I mean,
yeah, it was
around for a while. It was last. When I was talking about it, I say, hey man, invest in power now, invest in power. And that was first again. So
yeah.
uh-huh.
All right.
Same thing. Consumer staples. Yep. But if you look at that chart, Franco, you can see energy, and now you got basic material and consumer staples. If those ships can't get in, that's going to throw your basic material and consumer staples into a tailspin. So that chart is right on point. Energy is at the top right now. It's in effect right now. Your basic material and your consumer staples, all that's going to play hand in hand with those ships not being able to make dock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Right now, you can't get the material. So that's what's going to be next play. That's the next play. Basic material. Mhm. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. That's the economic cycle.
The economic cycle.
Yeah, that's the economic cycle.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think also you know, these guys been doing this for 70, 80 years, man. So they seen this before. We all new to this.
Yeah.
And so they've already got the charts. They already know what's coming down the pipe. And then we're using common sense and data to also show us, yeah, they're right.
They're right.
You know, the ships they're out to sea. And I'm just happy we're in tune with it.
Cool.
So yeah, that's where we're at. And now we're gonna move on to the next play, Nugget. And the Nugget this week on my end is invested in tax liens for passive cash flow. You know, that's my thing. I love the passive cash flow. Cashflowstacy.com if you don't know. So this week I attended the auction, DeKalb County, Georgia. I attended the tax lien auction on, it was not this week, but you know, well, yeah, it was this week, this Tuesday. Tax lien is held the first Tuesday of every month. And basically what happens is they have to run your property in the paper for 4 consecutive weeks before they auction it off. And these properties are auctioned off to the highest bidder. The winning bidder pays the balance. They receive what's called a tax certificate. And here in Georgia, every state is different. Some states are tax lien states. Some states are tax deed states. With the tax deed, when you get the deed to the property in those states, you actually own the property right then. But the tax lien state, like here in Georgia, you have to hold the property for a day and
A year.
you have to hold the property for a day and a year and a day. I'm sorry. I have to hold the property for a year and a day. And after a year and a day, then you could actually redeem that property. If the client comes in and they pay you for the property, here in Georgia, you get 20% interest the first year on your money, and then you get 10% every year after that. But while you have the tax certificate, you are responsible for the taxes on that property. So you can get a great return on your money by investing in the tax lien. It's guaranteed from the government. If they don't pay the tax lien, then it's a double win, because if it's a nice property, you're able to get the property. So either way, either you're going to get 20% or you're going to get the property. And sometimes you are lucky and you'll get a property. So just say, for instance, if you bought a tax lien for $10,000 and that person does not come back and redeem on that tax lien, and you get the property, and just hypothetically, if that property is worth $100,000, you're 90% up on your money. And then if you have that property, you could create different forms of passive income from that property. You could, first of all, you could rent it out, and collect the monthly rent on that property. So now you got a $10,000 property. You're probably charging them at least $1,200, $1,300 a month rent. So your rate of return on your $10,000 investment is excellent. Another thing you could do, because you're the owner of that property, you could find someone who's looking to purchase a house, and just say if you want to sell them the house for $100,000, you now can draw up a mortgage on it, sell them that property, and now you become the bank on that property. And if you do a 30-year mortgage, those people will be paying you 30 years, say $800 a month, and that's compound interest. So that $10,000 investment now is paying you at least $250,000 over the course of 30 years. You own the property. You can also use it as leverage, where you can still keep the house. You can get what's called a home equity line of credit, also known as a HELOC. And you could just have a line of credit against the property while you're renting it out. So you got cash flow while you're renting it out, and you have a HELOC on it. So if you wanted to go out and buy more properties or buy more tax liens, ding, 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 you can use that house as leverage to go out and buy more tax liens. Somebody said something?
I just said ding, 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 ding.
I think he was saying that to me. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. That was some inside.
Hit dog Will.
Yeah, it was one of the inside.
Hit dog Will Holler. Hit dog Will Holler.
Did he put a little inside shade on you, Nicole?
Yeah.
No, I was saying,
No, he was
saying, hey, that's some useful information.
Okay. All right.
And then Franco threw some extra shade. Yeah.
I mean, hit dog Will Holler. You know, when you hit a dog, I'm like, ooh.
Hey, well, that's the way you can do it. And last but not least, you can sell the property. Just sell it out. Just sell it out outright. No mortgage or anything. Just sell it outright, cash out, and take the profits, and of course, do whatever you want with it. So, but that's a great way on using tax liens to create passive income. So, but disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. This is for educational purposes only. Investing of any kind involves risk. Consult a professional financial advisor or a professional fiduciary before you do any type of investing.
So, Stacey, I was watching your live video the other day when you were out there with about
out there in the rain. Yep.
Yeah, in the rain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There she go freezing. But yeah, what he said.
Yeah, go ahead. I was out there in the rain.
She froze. Go ahead.
Carry on.
She froze
up. Go ahead, Nicole.
I don't know what's going on with Comcast today. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I was saying when you were out there, did you bid on anything, and were you successful?
I did bid on a property. It was a nice property. It was nice. So this property that I bid on, it was a lot. It was like not a vacant lot, but it was like a commercial lot. and the guy had dump trucks on it. Hold on one second.
And so yeah, he gonna come back for us in a minute. He probably finna kill some people. But
Nah, he ain't killing nobody. No.
Not a gypsy.
He having technical.
No, yeah, he was right. I'm about to do that.
Thank you for a break. He took a parent break. I heard that.
You already know.
I know.
Man, no better than that. Out here recording. But anyway, so this how it went. So commercial property had about 15 dump trucks on it. A guy's on there already running his business, right? And I take it this particular guy who's on the property right now is the tenant. The guy who's losing his property, I did the research on, and he has about 150 properties. Got some guy named Anthony. So I'm thinking that he must have forgot, and this tax, it slipped through the cracks. That's what I'm thinking. Anyway, make a long story short, it goes up for bid. I think the property was like $800 on the tax lien, something ridiculous. And so it was me, another guy, and a lady that was bidding on this property. And we going back and forth. And it got up to around 40-something thousand on a $800 tax lien. They just ran the bid up, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. And this lady who was bidding, I knew that just how she was reacting, like this. You bid 5,000, she say 6,000. You bid 7,000, she said 8,000, 9,000, 10,000. And she ran it up, and she was not going to lose that property. So she won the bid. They called up to the top. I think she won it for like 45,000. They brought up top. She signed the paperwork, got her tax certificate, and she left. And that's how I knew she was there for that property. That's why she came there. For that one property, that's the only property she bidded on. She won it, and she was gone. Now, that property, she'll get 9%, okay? If the person comes back, 20% of 45,000 if they come back to redeem it. So, boom, instantly, she just made her money, okay? Number two, if they don't come back and redeem that property, now she has a commercial lot with a tenant on it already for 45 grand. And that tenant is in the commercial dump truck. So I know he's probably paying at least about $2,500 a month just to be on that spot. Because, dump trucks, commercial dump, your dad was in the trucking business, so and then Sam's in the trucking business. Martinez, I'm in the trucking business. So we know what trucking companies do. And so if she gets it, she wins. If not, she still wins. And it's guaranteed. It's guaranteed,
Okay. Well, I have a question. I actually have my hand up too.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
But anyway, now you said that it was selling for 800.
Right.
But
that's where the tax lien started at.
It started at 800.
Mm-hmm.
But it ended up at 45.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do the lady, since she won the bid, she gets paid 20%?
Yeah, 20% of
45.
Yeah, so let's say 45.
Now, but say that the bidding ended at 800, she would just get paid 20% of 800.
Yeah, that's still a good return.
So if nobody bids on it, it actually works in favor of whoever owns that property. But if a lot of people bid on it and drive the price up,
listen, let me tell you something. They got people that come out there, they don't even want the properties.
They just bid it up.
Want the 20%. 45,000 going to make her 9,000 in 365 days without her doing anything.
Anything, yeah.
She ain't got to worry about whether the market going to go up, whether the market going to go down, whether the market going to go sideways.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So it's boom. She just took her money and made it work.
So say this guy, you say he owns all these other properties. Say he's like strapped for cash.
Right.
And he can't come up with the $45, but he can pay the $800. So it don't matter. It don't matter what he could pay. He has to pay $45 versus $800.
Right. I saw a duplex. No, I'm sorry. It was a quadruplex in Shamley Dunwoody. This was apartment number 3 off of Shamley Tucker Road. The bidding on that was like $1,200, right? I didn't bid on that, but I looked at the property and I was like, oh yeah, this is dope. I just want to see what happened. It was the last one. They started at $1,200 was the opening bid. That's what they own the taxes. The next bid on that property was $80,000. It said $1,200. Next bid was $80,000. Then it was $90,000. Then it was $100,000. And that property sold for $132,000.
Atlanta windows and doors.
So you're saying that when they bid these properties up, basically the people that own these properties, once those taxes those obligations can't be met, they're out. Really, they can gain.
No, not necessarily. The people who own it can pay the $132,000 plus the 20% interest and get.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But if you run into like an average blow that just actually forgot to pay the taxes on it, but they own the house,
right?
They don't have 130-something thousand. They just out.
They're out.
And I think this is the loophole. How a whole bunch of older folks lose their house.
Yeah. A lot of older folks,
A lot of older folks lose their houses, their homes like this.
I know somebody, if they get a tax property and it's an older person that's in the house, what he'll do is he won't put them out of the house and nothing like that. What he does is he'll do the deed and they can stay there for free. Okay. And then what happens is if they pass on or whatever, then in the deed that the house will automatically be transferred to him. Because he might just get it for just the property tax, which is $1,200.
Yeah.
And he go to the house and you got somebody, grandma, somebody's there. What he'll do, he won't put them out. He was like, okay, well look, you just stay here, live your life, and then just have it in the deed where it's automatically deeded over to him, and he just keep it pushing. Pay the taxes on it, and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's
bro, that's a beast. That's a beast right there, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Go to cashflowstacy.com and get your book.
I just learned something, but hey, that's a good one.
Yeah,
man.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's real.
But what Sam said, that's real. That's how all those people in Atlanta are. Those older.
That's how they get pushed out.
But they can't afford the tax. That's how
they can't afford the taxes on it.
Because somebody come in there and build a $500,000 house next to your house that you've been living there all your life, that your husband built with his bare hands, and now the taxes are $10,000, $20,000. You can't. Yeah, and so either you leave or either you're forced to sell it, because you can't pay the taxes, and you got people knocking on your door and calling you all the time, trying to get you to sell. So you subtract, you boxed in.
Yeah, either you sell or you wait, or
you lose it.
It's gonna be so high where you're gonna have to sell, or you're gonna lose it. One of the other.
So somebody will come at that auction the same way they bidded that property up in Chamblee. First bid was $80,000. They ran it to $132,000. Now you definitely can't get it back.
Wow.
You can't get it back because you don't have the money to get it back.
So this is why you keep your taxes paid on your property.
Yeah, if you can. But sometimes the powers that be chase you off your own property.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
So the values keep going up in Atlanta. So, but anyway, that's my story. I'm out. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey man, that was some good information. I sure learned that. I jot some things down. Boy, stop.
Oh, Martinez Anderson.
What you got?
Anderson.
That's why I say buy outside the country, because like we said, the Dominican Republic, you pay taxes one time. Once you buy that house, when you first buy it, you pay that tax one time. You never have to pay taxes again in your life.
Done.
rap. America, we gotta get better. Gotta get better.
So Martin, what you said? So you said that in the DR you just pay taxes once,
That's it.
and that's it.
Yeah.
That's your
I need to do that in America.
Yeah, I've been chatting with the realtor over there, so it's getting close.
And that's why, like I say, they're ramping up for Americans. Everything you see is US dollar now, because they know our bubble is about to pop and everybody's going to start scrambling everywhere. And if you like Sam and everybody else in the group, everybody's looking over there, you start getting their anchors already in there. Hey, when water come in and rise up, you're all set.
Yeah. Yeah.
News time.
Oh, news time. All right. Hey, my name is Slammin' Sam. I'm about to bring you guys this news. All right. First on the agenda is Merck. I mentioned this, I think, last week about Merck having a pill that if you catch the COVID virus or whatever, you could pop this pill and it will improve your chances of either fighting off the virus, or if you're in the hospital, or improve your odds of surviving. Now, here is the cap. I just found out that the Merck pill, and it's a 7-day pill regimen. This regimen pill is per person $700.
Wow. Wow.
This is, if you want to invest, Merck probably, I don't even know who owns Merck, bro.
Merck is just a regular. It's just it's a multinational company.
Well, we need to chart Merck, because Merck needs to go on a jump, bro. 700 per person. That's just like those what is it? The pens that went up from like $30. Now they up $300. The what you call pens? The EpiPens.
Mm-hmm.
This is a pill, bro. Yes, Martinez.
Hey, what's that pill the women take when they don't want to have a baby?
The day after.
The day after. Plan B.
Oh, you're talking about Plan B?
Plan B.
Plan B.
Me to Plan Merck.
Plan Merck, yeah, man.
Hey,
that's what they're gonna capitalize off of that. But it looks
they got me.
It looks like the only people they're gonna capitalize on are the people that don't get vaccinated. I told you that they were gonna figure a way out. If you don't get vaccinated, it's gonna hit your pocket. This is the plan. I said it like way back when this first started, that once they figure it out, if you don't get vaccinated, you're gonna pay for it. This is a way you're gonna pay, because if you're vaccinated, why would you need to buy Merck? It's only the people that aren't vaccinated.
True.
Right? Okay, moving on.
I had a question.
Yeah.
So is it $700 for the 7-day, or is
no? It's $700 per person. Yeah, it's $700, but that would give you 7 pills. That means each pill is basically $100 for one pill, and you got to take it for 7 days. That's crazy. Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah. I pulled them up. They're $80.63 a share. Just
right now.
In case somebody wanted to know what Merck was doing.
It's $80 and what now?
$80.63 a share. I think that.
How long they been in business, Stacey?
Shoot, since 1920.
You got that, Frank? Cool.
Yeah, they've been in. Merck is one of them old school companies, man. Merck has been
net worth?
Billions. Just say billions. I don't have a complete number, but they're basically, they put it like this: their revenue every year is $47 billion.
And do they pay dividends?
I hadn't really looked at it. I hadn't looked into it like that.
I'm gonna get it for you.
He gonna have to get it all. But Merck has been around for.
I'm gonna get it right now. I'm trying to anyway.
What's the ticker?
MRKN. MRK.N is Merck.
Merck has been around for 130 years.
Yay.
They was around for the first World War I. You know.
Yeah, and Nicole posed a good question. Do they pay a dividend?
That was me.
Nah, that was
Yeah.
Nicole.
No, that was Nicole, I
That was
think.
Nicole. Wait,
I-
both of y'all
that was
said
one of
it.
my-
But Nicole-
that was Sam.
Oh,
That
that
was
was-
Sam. I talked about that earlier.
But that's cool. You can say Nicole. That's fine.
No, I said it was you.
Oh.
But listen, think about this too. If this company, when were they founded in 1920?
That's what he said. 1920. Yeah.
So
Right now.
think about when they had the Spanish flu a couple.
Yeah, back in the
Yeah.
1920s.
Yeah.
Put it like this.
I got it right here.
Merck so old that when World War I happened, they was a part of all the supplies then. But you can go ahead and give them true numbers.
Check it out. So as far as the dividend, they're paying $2.60.
See what I'm saying? There you go.
That's
Dividends. I
a
said
nice dividend right there, y'all. I ain't
it
gonna
pays
front.
$2 and what?
60-cent dividend. The market cap is $204 billion.
So they're worth.
I'm trying to find the earnings per share, $1.89 per share on the EPS.
That's what I'm talking about.
And they got longevity. They've been around that long?
This is one of the next plays. This is a play. And this was in the news.
And another good thing, they're down $1.31.
They have a catalyst to drive the price up already.
I'm about to give y'all some.
They're old. They pay a dividend. All these are pluses.
I'm about to give you some dope.
But I'm not a fiduciary advisor. This is just stuff that's in the news. This is how I find my stuff here and there, and I keep my eyes open.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all guys. You know, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I would take this pill before I take that shot.
Sign me up too, bro.
I take the pill before I take that shot because you know this pill got a lot more time to test and a lot more information in it. You know what I mean? Because they nobody saw this pill coming. But I would take
Nobody.
I would take because these people got real research. They don't have time to see what everybody else did. They don't have time to actually go in and find a way to treat it. They've actually had time to test this product.
All right. So I got some good info on Merck right quick.
Okay.
Y'all know. I'm just gonna go down maybe the biggest. Who's got the biggest holdings? Right. So you got the Vanguard Group. They got 225 million shares of it. That's worth 17 billion. Then you got BlackRock behind the Vanguard with 187 million shares.
There you go, Frank. Your favorite company.
Hey, I told you they be always in there.
Oh, Frank, here you go. They got State Street.
State Street in there?
Yeah. 114 million shares. That's worth 8 billion. I'm just gonna do two more. You got the Wellington Management Group. They got 48 million shares.
Wow.
7 billion. Yeah. Bank of America even got some, bro.
Hey.
And
That's a play.
yeah. I mean, and you got to understand the
Just on
revenue.
dividends alone.
But just on the dividends alone,
And you drip.
and them being around over 100 years, yo.
That's just like a Tesla or Apple. Except for
Yeah, and you got BlackRock, State Street. These guys got $17 billion invested in Merck.
And
With
it's
a
on a dollar pullback.
Huh? What you got?
And it's off of a dollar pullback.
It's got right now. It's on a dollar pullback. Martinez got a question though.
Go ahead.
Oh, 1891. Nice. That's dope, Nicole. 1891. That's a long time.
Right. And this has happened before, but but we can talk about this offline, but it's happened before. This is the second time this pandemic has been around.
Right.
So of course
Mhm.
something is in the works. The same thing with the vaccine, that this was already in the works. This is not something they just created in 6 months. this was in the works already.
Well,
That's just my
I'm gonna tell y'all. I told y'all we killed that political talk. We can talk about the drug, but we not getting into. We don't need them alphabet boys and them secret letter societies coming and talking to us about our stream. YouTube and Facebook will kick us off when we get too political. Let's keep it all business. All
Yeah, I
business.
know. Looking at the chart, just looking at the chart on it, yeah, it's on the up right now. A lot of big institutional investors bought in on it, and if we were going to really buy it, we should have bought it on September the 17th.
It was lower.
Yeah, it was $71. Now it's at 77. But still, I mean, I personally would probably set it, pull back, wait for a pullback on it.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as a good company,
yeah,
1891. Martinez, go ahead.
Oh no, that was a question earlier. He just left the hand up.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, and the next story of the day is BioNTech. This is a kid vaccine for kids from the age 5 to 11, which means you have a large marketing group that you're going towards. Kids between 5 to 11, it will be available early November. This is through Pfizer. So, and Pfizer right now is selling at around $42.72 or something per share. And they're gonna be having in early November, which is what, about 2-3 weeks away? Early November. Vaccine for kids for the COVID, which the age group from 5 to 11, they don't have a vaccine for that. But now looks like they do. Pfizer has one. So might want to put that on your ticket, look at the price, get your feet in there, get your position, set your your alerts or everything for Pfizer, and just go with that. And just in case you don't know what Pfizer ticker is, what PFIZER. So that's another one that you could probably take advantage of, make a couple of dollars here and there, because I do know that stock is going to get ready to rise just on this news right here alone. So, yes, sir, Sandtrain.
Okay, so I want to say something.
Mm-hmm.
Guess how old Moderna company is. We were talking about
Moderna, 130.
You know Moderna that just came out with the vaccine?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Guess how old they are? Anybody want to guess?
It was about the 1700s.
Wrong.
What?
Wrong.
Okay, that's my guess, 130, but okay.
No, 11 years old.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
Moderna is only 11 years old.
Yeah, listen, we'll have to have after the back talk, I'll comment on that one. You know, we got to be careful for YouTube.
They are 11 years old. Pfizer, 1849 is when they started.
Okay. I thought they were 100.
And then I forgot what Nicole said the other company is, but you know.
Merrick.
They started in 1920.
1891. 1891.
Merck. What, Merck?
Merck was 1891.
Merck.
Yeah, that's when Nicole put in. 1891.
Okay. Pfizer started
1891.
Pfizer is 172 years old.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Still around.
But that wow right there is big.
Big.
Yeah, 200 years old. So you've been through it all. You knew it was coming.
Moderna started September 2010. Is when Moderna started.
Moderna. Wow.
Yeah,
wow. That's crazy. Well, this brings me to my last story. I know this news hasn't been going on for a minute, but we've had good information in it.
Oh, we're gonna run it. We're good.
Yeah, the Biden administration has weighed in on the crypto, bro. They're now getting ready to, they're trying to see what entity is going to govern the cryptocurrency. Is it going to be the FBI, CIA? They don't know, but this is going to happen. Biden is thinking about doing what they call, what do you call it? Document, whatever order, whatever he signs
Executive
it
order.
in.
Executive
Order.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's thinking about doing, and assigning an entity over it to look into all these cryptocurrencies. And they sounds like to me, they're trying to narrow the field down and seeing which cryptos are going to be useful as far as the U.S. economy. And once they do that, game over.
Well, no, because I don't want to say game over, because actually it's going to be good that they're regulating it. The crypto.
Well, I mean, game over as far as all the.
Okay, yeah. Because it's actually going to be good that they regulate it. It's definitely going to be good. Yeah, it's definitely going to be good that they regulated it.
Those you already invested.
Yeah, that's where it comes. That's that's something we might talk about next week, because that's that thin line. The new people gonna actually get a little bit different feeling. Go ahead, Sam. Stacy, what you got?
I read something where they said there's a line on, like, when you're doing your income taxes, whether or not you've engaged in any cryptocurrency or stock market. Yeah, Nicole. Y'all.
Mm-hmm.
You look like what? Yeah, they
love the drip.
And on top of that, if you made over like $600 worth of transactions in your Cash App, your PayPal, all that stuff right there, they own that too.
Can't hide. You can't hide.
Can't hide at all.
My tax preparer told me that this year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He told me, Nicole, you got to turn it all in. I was like, okay, whatever.
Oh, well, that does it for my news segment, and we're going over to Big Frank.
Oh man, so man, I know we're at the end of the hour. I'm not gonna go over everything that I wanted to go over. We'll save some of it for next week because it's still news. And I'm gonna touch on it real quick. I want everybody to be thinking about mental mind state. And I think that we've been talking about it a lot. Mental mind state is about being an investor. We changing our mind state to what's the goal of trying to invest. There used to be past. I think everybody on here can say at one point in time that we've, like we said earlier, we've grown a lot and learned a lot, and it took for us to change our mindset and stop looking at everything. So because we're running out of time tonight, I'm gonna come back with it again next week so we can kind of get back talking on it. But y'all get to thinking about it, because I think it should be a discussion. We got to figure out what mind state you got to have to be an investor, to be able to look at how to invest money, how to make passive income. It's all about the mind, because you can't just do it. You're not just gonna wake up and say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna make passive income," and it just happened. You got to actually have the mind state to be looking for how to make passive income in investments, how to look at it, because just like we were saying earlier, to some it's like I'm gonna go spend money on a tax lien, but I'm only getting 20%. But most people don't understand the mindset of. I think when it was once explained to me, I was like, wait a minute, 20%. I put up $2,000. And then I only got 20% out of it. I only get to make 20% out of that. But then when you look at the mindset, you're not making a 20% return anywhere else. You know what I mean? So understanding the mindset of investing is a big thing, because a lot of people don't really get a chance to understand the mindset, because they're only around people that don't really talk about it. And it goes back to all the different aspects of being in this group is changing people's minds, changing people's lives, changing people's thought processes on different things. I mean, we coming up on a year anniversary, and we get a lot of viewers, a lot of people. Again, share, like, subscribe, tell friends about it, get other people involved, and make sure everything is actually becoming what it's supposed to be. But my story tonight, man, I found out a real great thing, and I'm gonna bring it up, and I'm gonna show it to y'all, man. It's kind of a humbug type situation where, and we say humbug is, that's one of them terms we use, you know what I mean, in our community and culture. But this one right here is real cool, you know what I mean? It's on the stock, it's on the stock Hertz. Hertz is like the most crucial company for a lot of people, for me right now, because during the pandemic I bought a lot of this stuff for like $1.
Mm-hmm.
And it went up, and I actually made money. I bought, like, because the company was bankrupt, and so it's a crazy thing, because I've been on the phone with TD Ameritrade trying to figure out what my options are with these warrants. Well, one of the biggest things that I found out, man, this week, man, is crazy. I'm finna show you something, and I'm gonna let you see what the new company stock price is. That way you'll get a better understanding of what I'm talking about, and you'll be able to be like, oh, okay, that makes sense now. You know what I mean? Because when you look at it, you're like, oh, all right, that's that, and that's this, and everybody's gonna be well. You know what I mean? And I know it seemed like whatever else, but I'm gonna show you a stock price. I'm getting it all queued up here now, and I'm gonna fade it over to everybody can see. If I cue in on it a little bit more, you will find out that the stock price of Hertz right now is $26.25. So this is the stock price of the new Hertz company, and which is a very good thing, because when you look at it, it's actually on the uptrend. I'm showing you the stock. Now the company is coming out of bankruptcy, but what I found out, and what really makes me cool and really happy about what's finna go on, is this situation that I uncovered this week that's actually taking place with my stock. So I found out that the stock that they actually given, and why Hertz was such a big deal when the stock came back online and they came back onto the NASDAQ as a viable company. One of the biggest things is Hertz has more used cars than anybody in car dealership world. So all the all GM, Ford, they've actually linked up with Hertz to provide cars and be able to do buybacks directly from Hertz, because Hertz makes a lot of money from actual sales of the used cars. Well, the cool part about the stock options that we have that came before they came out of bankruptcy, they guaranteed us a stock price to buy in. So we can convert these stocks now from the warrants that they have, but they gave us a guarantee that for the next 50 years, I can buy the stock of Hertz for $13.80. So, and they give you two options. You can do what they call a 1-for-1 trade, where you pay $13.80 for each share of the stock, and then you pay the $38 transfer fee for the whole bundle. Or you can do a right to trade stock for cash value. So what they do is whatever amount of stock that you have, they'll convert that over to the new stock at $13.80 a share, and you actually whatever if you had 100 shares, it'll probably take like 3 shares. Well, at one point in time, it will take like 2 shares to make 1 share. Well, the cool part about it is the warrants have now went up to $12 a share. So so this is a play, and they like to hit my number last week, but what I'm playing on, the warrants are actually going to be worth $13 a share eventually. And then I think in the next week or two, because Hertz been on a strong uptrend, because their business is growing a lot, because they're the only one that has cars. They're the only one that has inventory to be able to satisfy a lot of the rental car needs and used car market needs for car dealerships, because they have so many cars, and they've been making a whole lot of money. So what's going to happen is, let me show you what's going to happen. I'm going to be able to buy this stock in a minute, either if I go ahead and convert it at the 12, or if I wait till it gets to the 13, which I'm probably not going to wait. I'm going to buy this stock at $13.80. I automatically come into the actual situation after I buy the stock. I'm actually going to already be at, if I did it today, I went in and took my $12 and converted it for the cash value, and converted each stock for $12 and paid 13, and then paid $1.80 difference, or use the $1.80 difference to be able to create a stock. but I'm already gonna come in with a $10 profit. You see what I mean? So I'm gonna get the stock at $13.80. I bought the stock for $1. The stock went, they transferred it over. I'm gonna be able to convert my shares of each one of my stock at $13.80, which is $14. The stock is trading for $26 already. So automatically, I'm looking at a $12 play guaranteed. Just because if the stock price keep going up, if it goes to 30, which is going to be my real number, I automatically be able to buy at $13.80. Soon as I get the stock for $13.80, I'm going to flip right out of it and make a profit for whatever the big stock trading at anytime. So if it gets to 30 and I bought in at 14, I'm going to be making $16 a share for each share that I actually own of the actual stock. So I wanted, this is a very unique situation because for some reason there's only been a couple of companies that went through this model out of bankruptcy, and it's really crazy because you get all it. Basically, they're saying that Hertz is invested in the people that invested in it to keep it up and running. So it's just a real big play because when you go and look at it, if you have 100 shares of the stock and you flip them over, you're gonna basically make $1,600 easily. Just because you're gonna be flipping from the warrants to which the warrants are actually listed as options. So it's really a cool situation. I wanted to show everybody because I think a lot of people don't really know what the warrants is, and so when you get a chance, go look in the Hertz and you'll see the warrants and how everything is actually looking out, and you'll be able to go from there. So other than that, you know what I mean. I'm gonna cut mine short because we are at the top of the 9 o'clock hour, and I do believe everybody get a chance to see it. I mean, we'll post some other stuff. We'll post some other stuff in the chat room. We'll post some other stuff in the chat room during this week and being able to see what's going on so everybody kind of knows what's going on. Other than that, man, like I said, the Hertz play is a good play. We're going to talk about a little bit of mental health maybe again next week because not mental health, but how to be mental, and we'll bring that up. And we were supposed to talk about it this week, but we had a great show, man, to talk about everything else. So I pretty much want to leave it at that, and we kind of go from there. That's to wrap it up. Anybody got anything else they want to throw out? Hey, Sequester, how you doing? Can we get an update on that $1,000 a day thing? Ooh. Or we gonna wait till after?
You started making it yet? Your mic is muted.
We gonna,
No, I haven't made any yet.
Oh, okay. Well, we
Not
shouldn't
yet.
get ready to go off air. We gonna.
I'm still working. I'm gonna show y'all when I do, of course.
Okay, lunch on. So you all heard her. I said lunch on the quiz. She said, of course.
No, that's not what I said. I said I will make sure to show y'all when I do.
Play it back, man.
Make $1,000.
No, she said, of course.
Well, it sounds like a good thing. All right, well, we're going to go into after hours. Everybody on Facebook and YouTube, man, y'all, you got to join on the live and actually be able to chance to get the after hours, and so you can actually hear the conversation that goes on that's not public to the people. Other than that, man, everybody on there, y'all keep talking. Let me get ready to click this off, and we'll go from there. I want to thank everybody for joining us on the Next Play Investors this weekend. Again, we had another successful show, and everybody is actually really good. We want to invite you out. Tell somebody else. Allow somebody else to find out what's going on. And make sure you come out again and enjoy the show. We definitely want to thank you again for coming out on Next Play Investors. Like I said, to watch it, share it with somebody else, tell somebody else. If you got anything that you want to share with the group, allow us to be able to see what's going on. Make sure you give us a call. We're kind of a little bit of technical difficulties right now where you can't actually see me, but we definitely want to make sure that you come back and enjoy us on Next Play Investors every Sunday at 7:30. Other than that, y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you for coming out.